Steve and Jill here.
Hi.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining real estate investment talk. I'm Steve and Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about choosing a property investment niche. Like, what are some of the niches right off the top of your head that you can think of in
Land,
property?
houses, SFR, multi-tenant, and then if you want to get into land niches, you might even deal with back tax, or tax lien properties. I don't know. Am I on the right?
Yeah. You're covering it.
All right. What else you want to?
Skyscrapers, mobile parks, mobile homes.
That's true.
There's a whole huge playground for grown-ups out there.
Dead people niches. Seriously, you think that's?
I know.
Yeah. Some of our members are do that. That's okay.
Before we get into this, though, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the Land Investors online community. It's free.
Okay. Michael asks, hello, friends. I have a few sellers wanting to sell their land to me. A few of these parcels are extremely hillside, and I've decided to pass. Some of the other lots are moderate hillside parcels. These lots would make great home sites. However, it seems that most of our buyers need some amount of level bank to park their RV or camp. Is anyone having a difficult time selling hillside lots?
You go first.
Well, I mean, there's always a market.
There's
How
always
do I say
a market.
this? One of the things that I had to learn was to get out of my own head, basically. And I used to look at property and I used to say, all right, who's going to want that one?
Right.
Because it didn't appeal to me, I didn't understand how it could appeal to somebody else, and
right.
I couldn't be more wrong. So first of all, I wouldn't be afraid of it. Now, would I have that only in my inventory? No, but I wouldn't mind sprinkling a few in, and I know you're going to say a lot of the same things. Just properly convey that's what it is. Make sure in your thing say, if you want a hillside, no one's going to bother you because they can't get up there to your property. This is for you. Or you want to, Luke Smith's mountain climber, property. Then this is for you, kind of thing.
So every time we buy a piece of property that's this product type, this niche actually, rural vacant land or inexpensive land, which is how we cut our teeth. We buy all different types of property now, but every single time I go onto YouTube on our channel and I post it. I do a whole kind of 2 to 3 minute introduction. We go into Google Earth, take a look at the property, look at what the mountains and things like that. And by leaps and bounds, it generates a tremendous amount of comments.
Yeah.
They range from, wow, I never knew that you could buy a 40-acre property for $5,000 to this guy is the biggest idiot, meaning me.
Right.
And the property, there's nothing out there, and who'd ever want to live out there or move out there, and this is a joke.
It's hilarious.
And it cracks me up.
I know.
It cracks me up because, Jill, you have a bunch of sayings on this topic. Then it's just not for you. Maybe you like Volkswagens, or maybe you like a Rolls Royce. I don't know, but there's a place for both of those in this world.
Just because you want to live downtown New York in a high-rise skyscraper on the 35th floor, it doesn't mean everybody does.
I don't.
Thank you.
I don't want to live in New York, and I don't want to live in a multi-tenant building at the top of it just because I'm proud of myself.
I got to tell you something funny.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I had a discussion with kid number 1 the other day, who currently lives out of state, we'll just say.
Out of our state.
Mm-hmm. And we were talking about Seattle. And she was saying, Mom, I don't see you there. Because you and I have talked about, different places we want to be in the ever many years, or short-term, long-term, whatever. And Seattle's popped up because one of the reasons is no state income tax. How great is that?
Yeah.
So anyway, we're talking about Seattle, and she's like, Mom, you are too much of a beach person. I don't think you'd make it.
She doesn't want it.
Right?
She doesn't want us there.
I know. Well, but she might be right. She's like, I don't know.
This works both ways.
There is some rain. Still is some rain there, even though people say that right now it's really hot and muggy and whatever. But she's like, Mom, it's different. I do love the beach.
Yeah, to each his own.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're
some people would hate the way we live.
Absolutely.
And I respect that.
So do I. That YouTube is packed with people who do YouTube regular episodes of their lives living off the grid in the middle of the desert.
Oh, yeah.
And you know who watches that stuff? Not other people that are in that situation. They're people who can't stand their life in a big city.
Right.
And they long for, we sell property to people like this all the time. They long for an off-the-grid, no mortgage, super, super low cost, so they can get back their time.
Yeah.
So even I'm finding this. We buy a lot of property from people who plan to do this, and they just never did it.
Right.
And it's sad.
Exactly.
Because you should do what you want in life.
I agree.
I
I'm
am.
doing that. We don't have, there's no shortage of that here.
Jill wasn't real thrilled about turning the cameras on this morning, but outside of that, I think you're pretty much doing what you want.
Oh, yeah. Only because of last night, but we won't go there. So,
Oh, the truth comes out.
Yeah. Anyway.
Usually I'm in that situation.
Right? I'm
It's you
popping
now.
ibuprofen before the show. This is pretty darn funny. Like, wow.
Hey, today's topic, choosing a property investment niche. Jill reeled off a ton of them. This is the meat of the show, by the way. Jill reeled off a ton of them just now. I'm going to start with this one, the one that the show's all about, land. But inside of that, there's 4, 5, 10 different niches
Oh,
there.
within land?
Yeah, there's
A
rural vacant
lot.
land, super rural vacant land, cash only. There's infill lots, my personal favorite. You know, if you drive down the street, there's a vacant lot between the two houses. That.
Yeah.
Urban subdivisions, which we're going through right now on a deal. We're buying a property that's a house. You know, you've driven down a neighborhood, you see a house with a ton of land on it, and then you see houses that have little lots, like somebody subdivided and built the houses in the 50s, 60s, 70s. You know, there's fortunes to be made
Right.
in 5 to 12 unit subdivisions. You know, the urban infill lot, urban little
Even
subdivisions,
turning
infill
one
lots.
into two.
Yeah, we're doing that right now too.
Yeah.
What else with land? There's all kinds of. There's a concept in land called highest and best use.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at a piece of property, do you ever see like a church where it shouldn't be, like in an industrial zone? Here's why. Churches are not subject. This is universal, not subject to zoning. So if you donate a piece of property to a church, let's say for the sake of argument, I'm not picking it, you donated some property to the Catholic Church. I only say this because the Catholic Church is the single largest landowner in the world.
Right.
And it's because people donate before they die, or after they die, they donate property to the church. So they can put a church, any nonprofit, worship-based, I'm not sure the exact language, can put a church anywhere they want. They can put it in a heavy industrial zone.
Right.
They can put it in a neighborhood. They can put it in the swankiest neighborhood around.
Are they do they even, I know they get tax breaks.
No, it's tax-free.
It's tax free.
As a nonprofit, the property taxes go away.
Hi, welcome to Land Academy Church. Today, we happen to be broadcasting from our church on the beach.
The
Could you
Church of Land
imagine?
Academy.
Church of Land
The
Academy.
Cult of Land Academy.
Wow, what a concept. Oh my gosh, that's it. We're there's your niche. We're gonna make one.
Yeah,
We're gonna
nonprofit
sell
ownership.
property to people who want it. We can't. I mean,
That's
sell
a
it.
topic for another
All
show.
right,
I'm gonna write
got
that
it.
down.
Sorry, yeah. Church niche. The church. Well, when you're ready, I have some to share. when you're
Absolutely.
ready.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So within land itself, like Stephen was talking about, there's all these property types, from the rural to the infill lots to mountainside, flat, heavily treed, cabin property, desert motorcycle property, whatever you want to call
Recreation,
it.
yeah.
Recreation
RV.
property, RV property, mobile property, tiny house property out there, can roll something up on it. I mean, there's all these different little niches within the land category. Well, then you also have niches of the transaction, if you will. Like maybe
Yeah.
you're not, it's some of it like how you buy it. Do you specialize in going to auctions to buy your property?
Back tax property.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you, then there's the ones I was just kind of joking to, but like, what if there's a lot of people out there that have trouble transferring their property because of deed problems, deed restrictions, somebody's passed on, whatever. There could be a whole niche right there.
Exactly.
Too, without boring everyone. So I can see you switching the camera, so you're trying to keep it less boring.
I am.
So I'm trying to think. Help me here. What are some of the other? I'm trying to think of from like our members too. What are some of the niches they've got into? Oh, property size too.
So what happens is this: when you send a lot of letters out, you get all kinds of responses from people in different situations. This is what Jill's referring to.
Right.
I'll take a couple steps back here.
Thank you.
And a lot of the response that you get are from people who have inherited property. They don't want it. And the parents, for whatever reason, when they're working out their estate before they passed. It just didn't get included, or it's still in the parent's name.
Right.
So there's a lot of legal issues that need to be worked out. And that can be a total niche. There's several people in our group who have chosen that niche because they have that. They think that way. I don't think that way. I'm all numbers and data, but they think like lawyers, or they are lawyers, and they figure it all out. And that's become their niche. They because there's just tons. We have a database of, I don't know, for us to do 15,000 deals, we reviewed 3 times that. And so there's from the 15,000 or almost 16,000 deals that we've done, there's probably 20,000 more that we passed on for this very reason.
Right.
So, if you want to specialize in undoing this, all it takes is an understanding of the system. It's not that hard, and it's not that expensive, but it's very time consuming.
Right.
And it's very meticulous. You have to literally file lawsuits. It's not the kind of lawsuit you think where somebody did something wrong.
Right.
There's just a legal process through the court system that you have to go through. And it's not even that complicated. It's just very meticulous.
Yeah.
That's not my thing.
Once you learn how to do one, it's great because once you learn how to do one, you realize no one else is doing this. And you have the talent and you like it or whatever it is, it's profitable to you. There's your niche.
Here's another niche. Jill and I are going through this right now. We're buying 2 houses from a woman whose mother passed, and the properties she's never paid the property taxes for 10 years.
Yeah.
They're both foreclosable. Fortunately, they're in Arizona, so they have not been foreclosed on yet, but the tax liens have been purchased, and it's beyond the scope of this right now.
Right.
But we're undoing it for her.
Exactly.
And there's enough margin in both of these deals for it to make a lot of sense for us.
Mm-hmm.
But the people who own the tax liens on these properties are in different counties.
Right.
They could foreclose on that right now. I mean, that's what this is.
Yeah.
That's what this is all about. You could people make whole careers in one state, Arizona tax liens. It's a book by Mark Manuel that I have read maybe 40 times. Tax liens aren't really my basic thing either, because you have to go out and do stuff versus sending mail out and it comes back to you.
Right.
So every day you're just looking at deals and buying them instead of going out and seeking these deals and going through huge databases to see what you want to buy. So beyond that, I mean, it's endless.
Exactly. Can I, for my last comment on this, and I promise it'll be my last comment on this.
No, it's okay.
What's I find so interesting is usually you might think that you have a niche. Usually your niche will find you. It's usually not the other way around.
Right.
Or let me say, it's easiest if you let your niche find you. So, because if you're hell bent on, I'm going to be the infill lot in LA County king. I mean, you can. Go for it, but usually if you're willing to overcome every obstacle and every legal thing that you come up against, you can do that. But usually I find the easiest is have an open mind when the mail comes in and you're going through your deals, and often you'll find some area that's no one else is really in, and you get it, and that's how your niche finds you.
I'm going to share my story because we have a couple minutes.
Okay.
I started in commercial real estate in Michigan during the RTC Resolution Trust Corporation bailout during the Reagan years. And so times are tough. Commercial real estate was a mess countrywide because of some rogue lending. It always seems to be rogue lending at the root of these problems. But Detroit itself is a mess, still a mess, and may never be not a mess, in my opinion. But so it was a double whammy. I had to choose a specialization that was thriving, so I chose healthcare. And we were buying and selling hospitals and nursing homes and assisted living facilities. And I hated it.
Right. I
got a great job out west, fortunately, from a company that we took public. And that was my niche, and I thought that was it. And I'll tell you, the first land deal I did, I couldn't get out of there. I could not get out of healthcare fast enough.
Right.
It's so many regulations, and it's complicated. So my point in telling you this silly story is that, and now we're on to other stuff. We're doing subdivisions, and my point is, you don't have to just choose one.
Yeah.
And if you don't like the first one or even the first 10, it's a free country.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you,
it's your business.
I don't like going vertical. I don't like new construction. It takes too long.
Yeah.
I love buying property. Right now, we're primarily doing it with land and houses, doing almost nothing to it.
Not even sweeping.
Don't even sweep the floor.
Yeah, I love it.
And just mark it up and resell it through a different channel. We buy it through off-market channels through direct mail, and we resell it in the house situation right on the MLS.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like what every real estate agent does. They get a listing that's off market, obviously, and they put it on the MLS.
Right.
And their version of it is to collect 6%. That's,
I need more than 6%. That's why we do it
give
our
it
way.
to the realtor. That's what I say.
Exactly.
It's silly.
Exactly.
Well, you've done it again. You spent another 15 minutes or so listening to the Land Academy show. Join us next time where we discuss building your real estate team.
And we answer your questions posted on our free online community found on landinvestors.com.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
Cool.
There's so many niches that I don't like. It's actually easier to list the ones that you don't like and then the ones that are left over.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like commercial real estate. It's just not my thing. And there's probably people that would so disagree with me on that. My dad did 3 commercial real estate deals and just got crazy rich.
I
on
only
3
get
deals.
excited about commercial properties, zone commercial, because it means you can put a mobile on there usually.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I get excited. Industrial, we won't touch.
Yeah.
Because I don't want, I either saw something, I don't know if it was on our deal board or something, but somebody was looking for literally industrial property for like a gas station. I'm like, oh, I am not involved in that.
Jeez, what a mess there.
Right.
It was an EPA
I don't remember where I
disaster.
saw that, but I'm like, no, thank you. I don't want to be involved in that at all.
There's an auto dealership requirement that you have to have a physical location and it has to be zone commercial. And so there's a lot of ways around it. But through
Auto dealership?
rural vacant land, yeah.
Okay.
So auto dealers who want to expand and not necessarily, there's just a long story. So, I mean, I'm not knocking commercial real estate at all. Here's the thing with commercial real estate, which is it's very, 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 you can't almost never do a commercial real estate deal without a tremendous amount of complicated lending. So it's not the commercial real estate that I don't like so much.
Huh.
It's the commercial lending part of it. And just how commercial lenders.
It's okay. It's okay. I promise.
We've been having a good time up until now.
Talk about.
And I just wrecked my own good time.
You have apparently the commercial property weight of the world on your shoulders.
Is that what it sounded like?
That's what the sigh was like. For everyone out there in commercial property, we feel your pain. So it's like, that was good. Share the fun by subscribing on iTunes or wherever you're listening. And while you're at it, rate us there.
We are Steve and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.